The Beards and Bros Podcast.
What's up, guys? I am very excited, super ecstatic to welcome you all to the very first episode of the Beards and Bros Podcast. Today, I'm joined in the studio with Brett Campbell and Josie Glantz. What's up, guys? How are y'all doing today?
Hey,
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, nice.
Fantastic to hear.
Yeah.
Love the
Of
haircut.
course, thank
Very
you.
nice.
Thank you. You know,
Very clean.
Very cool.
shout out to Hair Mechanics on Beach for hooking me up with a wonderful haircut.
Nice.
I wasn't gonna take any of the beer in the fridge, but it was quite tempting.
Oh,
Serving beer with a haircut.
Literally.
that
That's-
sounds so nice. Do you
that's
get it
very
for
nice.
free?
Yeah, they just like when you go in, they're just like, would you like something to drink? And I'm like, probably just a water. And I look at the mini fridge and there's like all kinds of beer in there. I'm like,
Hey,
damn.
That sounds
Like,
nice.
that's how to treat
Yeah.
a customer right there.
Dang.
Absolutely.
Yeah, honestly, like that. Hey man, that's some staying power right there.
I mean, customer
Absolutely.
service.
Hey, gotta
at its
keep the
finest.
customers around. Absolutely.
yeah, of course. Yeah. Also, speaking of drinks, I know you are a very big espresso person.
Absolutely. I have espresso all the time. Not every day, but
Mhm.
about 3 to 4 times a week. And I make it for my friends all the time. Just, single shot of espresso, a little sugar, a little cream. Iced, of course. That's how I like it. I know I'm not a big hot drinks person, but iced espresso, favorite drink, especially for coffee.
Good. What got you like into making that?
So I have an espresso machine right now, and so it's a little bit more expensive. So it's like $1 per like espresso shot, and so it's a little bit more expensive than like a regular Keurig would be. But I definitely think the flavor and the taste you get out of it is like 100 times better than anything you get in a Keurig. But what got me into espresso was my dad. Big coffee drinker. Whenever we would go out, I've had Cuban coffee. That's like kind of similar to espresso. It's just really dense and bold in flavor, caffeine and all that. And so I just really like the flavor of espresso. I really like the strong flavors with it. And I've just continued to stick with it and kind of grow my drink making knowledge in espresso. And so that's what I like right now. So
Nice.
absolutely.
Nice. I like that. Yeah, expanding the palate. I appreciate
Absolutely.
that. Yeah, what's your favorite like Cuban coffee? Because I know mine personally is like just a cafe con leche.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The same as me. I just think it's fantastic. I have some of my extended family. They're Cuban, and so go over to the house. Their grandma, she makes it's a cup this big. And that'll get you wired for the rest of the day, and it's absolutely fantastic. So I love it so much. But that's the only kind of hot espresso I'll drink if she'll make it. So love that
awesome.
very much.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Josie, coffee at all for you?
Yeah, Josie. Yeah, we
Here's
gotta
the
know.
thing. So before college, I was not much of a coffee drinker.
Okay.
And then I got into energy drinks. And then I got
Ah.
into coffee. And so, if you're like exhausted, it's like you either have a night class, it's like an hour and 40-minute class, you just head over, you get like one of those iced Starbucks drinks, like mocha specifically.
Okay.
Just get it. And I agree with you, I'm not like a hot drink person.
Yep.
I prefer the cold drinks.
Absolutely.
It's nice. I mean, I don't really like the taste of coffee, but
Okay.
it's more about the caffeine.
Absolutely. And so energy drinks,
Yeah.
what do you do for energy drinks?
Well, I know. There's one brand that comes to my mind. It starts with a B
Yes.
and probably ends with a G.
Yes,
Would
I
you
know
like to
you're
finish
Bang.
that?
Yeah, bang.
Really?
So it's interesting. It was like towards the first month or so of
Mhm.
college, my friend introduced me to Bang. And so I tasted it and I'm like, this doesn't taste good. And then I had a couple more sips. I'm like, wow, this is really good. And it's just about the different flavors. So there's Purple Haze, which is my favorite.
Okay.
And then I've experimented with others. I like the Black Cherry Vanilla. That
Okay.
one's also good. There's Blue Raz, and I got my sister addicted to Bang, so she really likes Blue Raz.
Lovely.
But then there's others I've tried. I've dabbled in like Red Bull and Monster, but Bang will always have a special place in my heart.
That's
Absolutely. No,
Yeah.
I used to do Bang back in high school. But the thing is, like, it just gets my heart pumping really fast. Cause
Oh,
like
no, I
when
understand.
I'm trying to focus and stuff, like I usually do Monster, and so Monster just gives me energy, but it doesn't get me like pumped like Bang does. Like if I'm sitting there trying to do like homework or something, like Bang makes me want to get up and like
No, I
flail my
understand
arms
that.
around. So I usually just do Monster. So that's how I like to do it.
Yeah.
But I just usually drink coffee for more of a drink instead of caffeine. But if I really do need caffeine, it's usually a Monster.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I remember one time I drank a Bang, like it was like just half the can. Because like one of my friends from high school was like,
Mhm.
I don't want to finish this, and I'm like, okay, I'll finish it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, that shit, like, half the can makes me want to, like, die. I was
Absolutely.
It's
I
true.
thought I
You're
was gonna
super
explode.
jittery.
Yeah.
Like,
Super, super jittery.
don't they, oh, wait, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, thank you. um, yeah, don't they make that as, like, a pre-workout?
Yeah, it's pre-workout. So that's the only
Yeah.
time I'll drink a Bang anymore. I had one about 2 weeks ago before I hit the gym on a Friday, and I was like kind of feeling a little sluggish that day. So I said, you know what, I'll get a Bang. Right before they went to the gym, pretty much chugged the whole entire thing, and I was so pumped for the gym.
That
I was
sounds
wired.
amazing.
It was an experience for sure,
I
definitely.
can imagine.
I'm
Definitely.
excited because I have some new flavors because my friend bought me. There's like an official Bang website and there's a birthday pack, and my friend got me the
Wait.
birthday pack.
Okay.
I
And it
saw
has,
that
like,
on Instagram.
The birthday cake like Bang, and then it's like birthday cake with coffee, and then they have a shot, and then they have sweatbands, and they have a shirt, and it's all for $15.
Wow,
Sheesh.
that's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my go-to flavor of Bang is Rainbow Unicorn.
Ooh, I haven't
Rainbow
had that one
unicorn.
actually.
Okay, the thing is, like, they call it Rainbow Unicorn because it literally tastes like rainbow unicorns. Like, there's no other way. There's no other flavors present. It is literally tasting like Rainbow Unicorn.
Nice.
It's fantastic. No, very much love it, but just usually stick to Monster for me.
What's your favorite Monster flavor?
So it's either the nectarine with juice, the mango with juice, or if I'm just going with the regular flavor, it's the white cans, the ultra is my
Nice.
favorite. So usually those three are my favorite, but I don't really like the regular Monster flavor, just the green label. I think it just tastes like battery acid, but I prefer the other ones that
Yeah.
have like some good
I can
flavor to
understand.
them. Definitely.
I'm
I
more
mean,
of a,
I know you're like more of a cold brew, like kind of iced coffee kind of guy.
yeah, like a coffee like with cream, or if it's hot, or if it's cold, like I'll just take a latte with vanilla syrup, maybe a little milk. Also love matcha.
Matcha?
Matcha,
Okay.
solid
Very
choice.
cool. I actually had my first sip the other day. My friend made some, and so I tried a sip. Wasn't really my thing.
You know, that's understandable. I think you just have to make matcha the correct way because a lot of people don't have it. Like, they add too much water, or it's just not. Because I'm more of like a milky person, so I like to add a lot of milk.
I know people like they'll put the powder like in the milk.
Oh.
So like I know Starbucks will do that.
Interesting.
Like I'll ask for like a soy milk matcha latte.
Yeah,
Don't hate on the soy milk, by the way. It just tastes better.
understandable.
But they'll literally take the soy milk and they'll put the matcha in and they'll just shake it up like a cocktail, and it'll just like
Interesting.
That's how
Wow.
I had mine the other day. It was just milk and matcha powder, and just mix it
Nice.
up, and that's how it was. It was hot, but it wasn't too bad.
oh, yeah.
Just not my thing. I like the sip I had,
Yeah,
but
you
I
got
could
you got
not.
your energy
Yep.
drinks and your coffee.
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna say, you have a
absolutely.
pretty
Wow.
established routine here.
Absolutely, I could do a sip of it, and it tasted fine just to try it, but to drink the
Yeah.
whole thing, I definitely couldn't.
Mhm.
But definitely.
Yeah. Because this show is about highlighting the students. I would love
Fantastic.
to know, what are y'all's majors?
So currently, right now, I am a double majoring in mechanical and electrical engineering. But the school is starting a manufacturing engineering program in the fall. So I think I'm switching my major to mechanical and manufacturing instead of mechanical and
Cool.
electrical. Because manufacturing engineering has a lot more of the things I'm interested in, and it's only the program's in only 28 schools around the U.S. and UNF is going to be 29. And they get paid a lot more than your average engineer. And I just more of a focus on what I'm really interested in the engineering field. So I'm super excited about that.
Nice. What got you into like engineering as a whole? Like, were you like one of those kids that like to build the things?
Yeah, so they say that mechanical engineers or kids just never got out of their Lego phase. And as a proud owner of several Lego sets,
yes.
I definitely have to agree. It started at a young age, especially like the Technic sets where you had like the little motors and the batteries, and you got to build cars and like drive them around. And so I was super interested in that as a kid. And so I just loved to like to take them apart and build my own new sets and like, and so I found myself doing that all the way through middle school and high school with like competitive robotics and stuff like that. So I've always like, continued on with like working with my hands and building. So I knew that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life because it just brought so much joy to me. And so that's how I pretty much got into it. So thanks to Lego, here I am.
Oh yeah. By the way, we should be sponsored by Lego. We're
Lego
still
is-
working on it. If you want to sponsor us, Lego, please. We would love it. Josie, what about you? What got you into this DIY creation?
My made-up
Your
major.
made-up major.
So when I was in high school, I went to Dr. Phillips High School, and they have an international studies program, and I was able to be part of that, and I had the opportunity to go to different countries. I was able to go to Japan, Austria, Italy, Germany.
So that was for if that was for like studying abroad.
So essentially, we would go during our break. It would be like spring break or Thanksgiving, and we would stay with host families. And we have like different itineraries, so we would see like different sites, or we could just have a day with our family.
Nice.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a really cool opportunity.
It really is, and I was very blessed that I could do it, especially because it wasn't too expensive given everything that we could do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I realized I really enjoyed travel, and I liked more so like organizational, yes,
Yeah.
like aspect of like helping others.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought if I could combine the two, then that'd be really neat.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot about like why I chose journalism. So
Mhm.
I'm a journalism major, but also an international studies minor.
Okay.
And I chose those because like I would appreciate doing. So actually, it's kind of twofold. So journalism because it combines like a passion for writing, but also a passion for informing the
Mhm.
public or doing something beneficial in that regard for like people. And also international studies because I would like to do work with a more worldly perspective.
Absolutely.
And it was really cool. Like I was inspired a lot by like programs like CBS Sunday Morning, 60 Minutes, where it's not necessarily breaking news. Like you're not going to be watching that like every morning at like 6 a.m. or something
Yep.
whenever the news comes on. But it's definitely stories about human interest, more investigative, like not necessarily like the top of the headline story, but something that you kind of look at and you're like, oh, cool, I never knew about that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. It's one of the reasons why I like doing this podcast too, because like you'll get stories from all kinds of
Yeah.
people, and you'll never know that if you never talk to them. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I
That's
definitely
awesome here.
definitely love doing what I do.
Absolutely.
See what I got. So I have a bunch of guiding questions. Oh yeah. So I know you love Twitch, or you're on Twitch.
Yes, I am currently on Twitch. If you want to check out the stream, it's Brett Does Streams on Twitch. I stream mostly Battle Royales, Apex Legends, and Warzone are my two main games right now. But yeah, I figured since I'm in college now and I'm an engineering major, it takes up a lot of my time, but I really do have a passion and love for video games. So I got started in it by just saying like, hey, if I'm going to play video games, I might as well make it something productive. And so by streaming and kind of getting my content out there, I figured that's a good way of like, if something happens with it, if I blow up or something, then it kind of made my time playing video games worthwhile while in college. And so I also post on TikTok, and that's Brett Was Taken on TikTok. And I just post little clips on there. So if you want to check me out on there too, I'd definitely love to see y'all out there. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice. Yeah, I was gonna ask all those questions, like how you got into it.
Oh, yeah.
And, like,
Well, glad I just covered it all for you.
Yeah, I
right
appreciate
there,
that.
But yeah, so.
What is your favorite game though to stream?
Favorite game to stream? Probably Apex Legends is my most favorite game to stream. It's just the one I have the most fun playing. I probably stream Warzone the most often. It's just because I have friends who play during the week with Warzone, so that's when I generally stream on the weeknights or weekends. But I usually only play with Apex. Play Apex on Friday night and Saturday night because the guys I usually play with are still in high school, so they can't usually be playing on the weeknights. But I definitely do have the most fun streaming that. I just definitely think it's the most fun game to me, and it's a lot of fun to share with you guys. So, absolutely.
Nice. Do you enjoy partaking in Twitch occasionally?
I am actually a big Twitch enthusiast, so I have a little bit of a problem, and I subscribed to somebody, and the payment just kept on rolling in, and my bank account just kept on getting lower. Yes, I have a problem. I think because you can receive channel points by watching certain channels for a lot of time. So I think one of them was like 24,000 that I have right now for one of them,
Wow.
which is, as you can tell,
That's
is-
quite a bit.
That is, yeah, that's
But yes,
Yeah.
I do partake. I do dabble in Twitch. I do also like watching small creators and seeing
Nice.
what they're doing as well.
Absolutely. Love to hear that. Supporting the supporting small guy out
Of
there.
course, of course.
I know you came and supported me before.
Oh, yes.
As
Oh,
well
yeah.
as Ethan.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
have came and
it
supported
was a
me.
wonderful stream.
It was. Thank you very much. I do much appreciate that. Very much so.
Always gotta support the friends, you know.
Absolutely. And I do appreciate that.
Yeah, no
Yes.
problem.
Greatest night. So much fun. They had about 10 people down in the
It
atrium
felt
of
like
our
Yeah.
building.
20.
It felt
really
like
did.
20, but there was like
Yeah.
10 of them, and they all had accounts like named Brett's biggest fan in my stream. They were just chatting it up, and I had the most amazing night. It was so fun to
Yeah.
have so many people in the chat talking to me that I knew. So it was definitely a good time.
It was a ton of fun.
Absolutely.
Oh, but yeah, I'm glad we could show some support.
Yes.
It was a good time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to talk about your interest in the Studio Ghibli films.
Ah, yes. I'm a big Studio Ghibli enthusiast.
Mm-hmm.
So it started, I'm going to say a couple years ago. I watched my first one with my sister when we both got our wisdom teeth out.
Mhm.
And like some of the Studio Ghibli films, you already feel like you're kind of high just
Yeah.
because of the concept, the art, the animation. So when
Yeah.
we were watching this with like our pain medications, our first one we watched was My Neighbor Totoro.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that's a
what
good
the
one.
heck is happening? And so from there, like my love just kept on growing for it, and then now I own like most of the films on DVD.
Wow.
I have a bunch of little plushies and like folders and a bunch of knickknacks.
Tell me you have a is it Totoro or Totoro?
Totoro. Or
Totoro.
Totoro? I guess it could go either way.
I don't know.
As long as you pronounce it Studio Ghibli, because I know a lot of people say Ghibli. It's
Mm-mm.
not
It
right.
is not Ghibli. Yeah, I'm salty about that too.
I am, yes.
But do you have a Totoro plushie?
I think I have like a little one, but
Okay.
it's more like a keychain. But I have
That's
a Kiki's Delivery Service like
Mm.
plush, and Gigi the cat, and then I have No Face from Spirited Away. Cat plush.
Yeah, I love No Face.
It's
He's
great.
like always like so cute. Like,
Yes.
do you watch Ghibli films?
I have no idea what that is.
Okay.
Well, you
Um,
must have a Studio Ghibli night with us then.
Oh, yeah, honestly,
I
yeah.
guess we have to.
Yeah. If y'all ever want to do a Ghibli night or a Studio Ghibli movie night,
I guess we have to.
Yeah,
Because I have no
so-
idea what you guys are talking
Yeah.
about, so that's what
You know,
I
after
think.
your streams, we'll just
yeah, after a
watch.
stream or something, just pop in my room. like,
Absolutely, I definitely will.
make some popcorn.
So what's it about?
So essentially, we
Yeah.
have Miyazaki, and he's kind of old. He's the director and founder of Studio Ghibli,
Okay.
and he kind of focuses on bringing a new sense of like style into animation. He kind of wants it to be like more real life.
Okay.
So he has different themes like women empowerment, and he's very much an environmentalist.
Okay.
So like in movies such as like Ponyo, you can see a lot of pollution in the ocean, just showing like the dire effects humans can have, and then also just showing that like females can be their own character and they don't need like a male counterpart or like a romantic sense.
Yeah.
Right,
And
Studio
just-
Ghibli films, like most of the characters, like main characters,
Mhm.
are like women. Usually like younger women, like you say teenagers,
Yeah,
kids.
they're all young, like 10 maybe,
Yeah,
10 to like 15.
yeah, and so it definitely like it's almost like the Japanese equivalent to like a Disney like animation studios.
Okay.
It's
'Cause
similar in the
yeah.
sense of like there's like the funny, lighthearted ones like My Neighbor Totoro, or there are some serious ones that's like solely focused on someone's life from like Only Yesterday is one of the films.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. I'll definitely have to check it out sometime then.
Yeah.
They're very
with
good
us.
films. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, but I know you're a big anime fan though.
I
Oh, yes.
am.
And Ethan, are you?
Oh,
No.
We
I
need to drag him
mean,
into the anime
Yes,
pit.
absolutely.
I've thought about watching them, but like I only
Brett
have
and I
Netflix.
can give you good recommendations.
So many good recommendations.
Mhm.
I've seen unhealthy amounts of anime.
I 100% agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know you're a big fan of Demon Slayer.
Yes,
heard-
well, we
We're
both are
both-
very
We're both
big
in
fans.
I
of
don't
Demon
know.
Slayer.
I'm not caught up with season 2.
I'm not caught up because I just will wait until it all comes out because I'm
Oh.
a big binge guy.
That makes
That's like
sense.
I'm having the hardest time with Attack on Titan right now because it's
Mhm.
coming one episode a week. So Mondays when I do my cardio at the gym, it's always the Attack on Titan episode from
Nice.
Sunday.
I
And
love
so
that.
no, absolutely. But that's the hardest thing because like when I first started watching Attack on Titan about a year ago, I pretty much watched all of season 1, 2, and 3 within like 2 weeks. Like I just sat grinded it out.
Nice.
But now they didn't make an episodes for pretty much like 10 months, and now we're just getting back into it. So it was really hard, like going from seeing episodes every day to not having episodes for 8 months and then going once a week. So it's definitely really on and off with it. But
Interesting.
definitely, if you need any recommendations,
We both got you.
absolutely,
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
absolutely. If you had to say your favorite one of all time,
I'm very much a basic person. My favorite anime is Death Note. It's the plot, it's the characters, it's
Absolutely.
how it progresses. I know a lot of people couldn't get into it, but it has a place in my heart.
love that.
What about you?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, obviously.
So
the
good.
animation is so nice. I have to.
The animation's so nice. It's so good. All the fight scenes, the characters are just, the script is fantastic. And I think the voice actors play them perfectly. Yes, Rylan, the man behind the camera, is showing me my screensaver, which is Jujutsu Kaisen. So,
I've actually only seen 2 episodes, so I need to.
what? You should so watch
I
it.
know,
Ian
I
just
know.
watched it, and he said he loved it.
I know.
So good. Absolutely.
Well,
So,
maybe after
Yeah.
this we'll watch anime.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to catch up on that. I know, like I've seen like a lot of the shows on Netflix,
okay.
and they usually only have like 1 or 2 seasons.
Yeah, that's a
Yes.
thing. So I usually watch mine on Hulu because Crunchyroll is on Hulu, and so you get access to pretty much anything you want on there.
That's
So,
awesome.
absolutely. So I
Yeah.
definitely recommend that.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on like dubbing? Yeah, both of you. Yeah.
Okay, so I used to be I hated anime and bashed on it for the longest time. So when I first got into it, I only watched dub. But with new Attack on Titan episodes and new Demon Slayer episodes, they're all sub. So I usually just watch in Japanese now, and usually the translation is accurate, and so a lot of words and meanings are changed within when you go from sub to dub. So I'm definitely more of a sub fan now than a dub fan.
I am on the same page with you. I was a huge hypocrite.
Yep.
My first anime was Sword Art Online. I
Mhm.
watched the dub version.
So good.
And then I continued watching dub for the rest. And now I'm one of those people who's like, you have to watch it subbed.
Mhm.
It's like you have to immerse yourself within the culture.
I think it's fine if you're someone just starting off in anime, just watch a
Definitely.
dub.
Well-
And also sometimes I will watch dub because like if I'm like trying to like multitask or stuff, it's hard to like just focus on reading subtitles the whole time because like if I walk away and I miss like a minute, then I missed a whole minute where like I can hear it in the
Yes.
background and I kind of can guess what's going on off the dialogue, but I have to be present the whole entire time.
Well,
which is-
also some dubs are really good. I know that Brotherhood's really good.
Mhm.
I've heard that Soul Eater's good.
Yep.
Cowboy Bebop. So I mean, it just depends.
yes, Cowboy Bebop and Brotherhood are both very good. I watch both of those dub, so I definitely like both of those.
So can you still like understand what I mean? I know like obviously you can't understand the language itself, but like when
Mhm.
you see the subtitles, like is it easier to just be able to watch without subtitles, or is it, or do you find there's no difference between just watching like the show and the subtitles?
It's kind of just like if you look
Or
at a
both
word,
making it.
it's kind of like you just look at a word, it's impossible not to read it. You can't just like look at a word individually and just not read it out. So like if there's subtitles popping up on the screen, your eyes just automatically just lock on, and then once you read it, you just look up and then you watch what the rest of the scene's going on. Because you can read a lot faster than they're talking, so you just read what's going on and then you watch the scene that's happening. And that's usually just how I do it. So,
Nice.
but that's usually just how it goes. So.
Well, it's funny that you point that out because I know a lot of people who start off with anime. They're like, "Oh, the subtitles are moving too fast." It's like, well, I've accustomed myself.
I've accustomed
I watch
myself.
so much anime. That
No,
it's-
you literally just look down, you read it super quickly.
And
The
you
only
watch the
thing
scene.
the only thing is if there's like a lot of arguing going on between multiple characters,
true.
it stacks up and then it starts like revolving, so you have to like read like as it's like you just have to get
Yes.
used to it, but it's definitely a lot interesting when there's multiple characters talking one time. You have to get used to like reading very quickly. So
So do you find that like it's easier for you guys to read quickly, like generally just like being able to apply that skill like outside of anime to
I would say so. I'm generally a quick reader. I mean, English is more so my forte. So when I read, I'm able to read quicker. I may not be able to grasp everything, but it's like I'm able to read the words quickly. I will just like speak quicker.
nice. Nobody is it like easier to read fast?
I mean, I don't really do a ton of reading. I am a math major,
Okay,
so
that's right.
I generally don't have a lot of English or history or anything like that. Like all of my classes are STEM classes this semester and last semester, so not too much reading for me.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I could definitely understand that. For the last, I would say maybe 10 minutes we have of the show,
mhm.
I just want to ask some more personal questions.
Okay.
They're not too bad.
That's fine.
They're not
Digging in
super
deep.
juicy, but I do like to really get people's perspectives.
Absolutely.
I would just say, for the first one, both of you obviously can answer this. What is your biggest failure, and what did
we're
you
getting
learn?
into it.
What did you learn from that experience?
Biggest failure.
And obviously, if you're not comfortable sharing something, you don't have to share it.
That's a good question. I have to really think, really dig deep.
I guess I can just start off. I can't necessarily say that I have any big failures, but during high school, I was just always able to show up to class and then pass. I didn't really put too much effort in. So I kind of like failed myself during high school, where I definitely could have given 100% effort and been at the top of my class, but I didn't. And realizing like my work ethic now versus then, I kind of failed on myself during high school to achieve my biggest potentials and stuff like that. So I guess I have to say that's my biggest failure. But I'm still here to this day,
Yeah.
and you just gotta live with it. And I don't really beat myself up over it, but that's just it is what it is. So
Yeah, could definitely, like I've definitely done that before. Like that was one of the things I definitely messed up on in high school.
Mhm.
Is that because like you don't have to study for much. Like you just go
No.
into classes and you're just like, did I do the homework? Yeah. Did I maybe cheat on it or like just kind of turn it in
Yep.
half-assed? Like, oh yeah, totally.
totally, but
And your grades are still fine though. And
Yeah.
there's no incentive really to like work hard because you really don't need to.
yeah, I got straight A's in high school, so I mean,
Right.
it was just like it worked for me. So, but I didn't apply myself at all with anything. So that's really it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and then college, like, ooh.
yeah, that
It
first
does not
semester,
work.
that first semester hit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
definitely.
Definitely, yeah. I've had a couple friends, like, who failed some classes because, like,
Mhm.
they had the same mentality going in, just like, oh, it's just going to be
show up
like
to
high
class
school.
and no, not at all.
Nope.
No, a lot of studying.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
So
Woo.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Josie?
Josie?
I don't really have a standout moment. I would say more
Mm-hmm.
so I always feel like a failure when I'm not like I disappoint somebody.
Mm.
So if it's like if I wasn't there for that person or it's like I could have done so much better, it's like, oh, like you really think about it and then you're like, oh, I wish I could have like done so much more for that person.
Yeah, I definitely see that. Like, especially, like, if you're a really good friend. Like, I know you're a great friend.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, of course. But it's definitely hard to, like, sort of, how do you say it, like, budget your own time.
Yeah, I get that.
Like, I know I've had a lot of situations where, I try to help people, but I end up not helping myself. Like, I always forget about, oh, I am my most important person.
Absolutely. I say the same exact thing.
Yeah.
I'm the most
Yeah.
permanent person in my life. So at the end of the
I
day, I
love
have
that.
to look out for myself. So
Yeah, and so I definitely understand. Yeah, like it's hard to like understand that, but at the same time, want to help people because usually like I have the problem. I'm always thinking of other people before I think of myself, and then I end up not feeling too good because I'm like, oh, I completely neglected my own needs. But yeah, I definitely empathize with that and empathize with yours as well.
absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, those are pretty good like things to learn. So thank you guys for sharing.
Of
Absolutely.
course.
I had one other question that I really liked in here. Trying to find it.
You're good.
Yeah. Okay. I thought this could be an interesting one. So, if you could go back and you could tell like your middle school self any kind of piece of advice, it could be about anything like school, life, work, whatever. What would that be?
Wow, you're really hitting deep.
That's
You're making us
amazing.
think.
Absolutely.
I try to make people think.
You start this one off.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I guess I mean, I've normally been okay with this, but just telling myself that authenticity is key because you don't have to put up like a show for other people or like try to be a people pleaser and try to make other people like you because the right people will come in your lives and be able to appreciate the person who you are.
Absolutely.
And being able to see like, oh, like she's like this like cool aspect about her, and then you're able to see like, oh, she doesn't have to be like this like facade of a person because a lot of people it's like that truly isn't them. So I'd say that.
Yeah, absolutely. I have something really similar. It's just like I moved around a lot as a kid, so it's really hard for me to like not necessarily to make friends, but to keep friends and try kind of like fit in. So I just let myself know like just stay true to yourself, and you will find great friends one day. So that's pretty much all I say.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely. I totally say the same thing. I mean, just like, I don't know, I guess if I had to look back and tell my middle school self what I would, or any kind of advice, it would just be buckle up. Like, you're gonna,
Nice.
it's not gonna be like terrible, but you're gonna have a lot of amazing opportunities. You're gonna learn about newspaper, which is something that I never thought I would enjoy doing.
Newspapers.
Yeah. But also just some like amazing opportunities, amazing friends, amazing things that I would learn about myself, and just be open to it. I mean, just kind of dive in, have fun, really learn about yourself, other people. I mean, yeah, just really kind of go for it. Is all I would say.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
100%.
And I do have one question. I was thinking about that.
Okay, one more question.
Yeah. So, what do people misunderstand, or what do people misunderstand about you the most?
So I'm really starting to like really get this a lot more because of the people I'm hanging out with. So I'm hanging out with a lot of people that I didn't hang out with last semester, and they just said like, "Oh, you just like look like the typical frat guy," or you're like, "You went to the gym a lot, so we just thought you were a meathead and didn't really have a personality." And
No
so
offense.
The guy behind the camera, Rylan, he's just nodding his head because we had physics and chemistry last year together, but when he just saw me, he was like, "Oh, he doesn't look that smart." But then he was like, "Oh, he's in my smart guy classes." so he was like, maybe he is not that half bad guy. And then Rylan and I are actually living together next year, and so he's actually one of my closest friends now, and I
Dude,
very
that's
much
awesome.
and so but there was people are telling me like, "Yeah, Brett, we didn't know you actually had a personality and stuff like that," and I was like, "Geez, they're really laying it into me." But yeah, that's what people mostly like misunderstand about me, because like if you just look at me from the outside, like I drive like a Mustang and I have long hair and I go to the gym a lot, and so
it's a
everyone's
good
like,
Mustang. I'm saying.
so
"Thank
funny.
you,
It's a
great
thank
car.
you." But everyone's just like, "Oh yeah, he's just like a typical frat guy, can't be that smart." But that's what I'm learning a lot from other people lately. So
That's so funny.
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, not gonna lie, not to add on to the train, but
I know y'all thought the same thing. It's cool.
I did.
I
I
totally
thought-
understand.
I thought, man, this guy's
Like-
too cool for us.
Yeah, I was like,
Nah,
he's probably
and, then,
so
and then
cool.
you said anime, and I was like, Josie, let me tell you,
Yeah,
I love anime.
I heard anime and robotics, and I was like, okay.
Okay,
You're like,
I
who is
thought
this
the
guy? I thought I saw
completely
him at the
different
gym.
Yeah.
things. Like,
no, that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. What about you, Josie?
Yeah.
I don't
Of
know.
course.
I've been thinking about this because I don't know. I feel like I present myself
Mm-hmm.
very well. I mean, the only instance I can think of is one time my friends just saw me like stress eat, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know you could intake so much food." Or there's like times at the calf where I leave with like 5 plates just because
Oh,
I
I've
have
seen
like
that,
a really
yep.
high metabolism.
No,
And
absolutely.
so I just eat everything. So I guess it's not that deep, but that'll just be my thing.
No, I definitely love that. Absolutely.
That's awesome though. I have seen you like. I remember one time you had Tupperware and like, you just like put a bunch of pizza slices in it, and you had like a purse or something.
Yeah, I brought my bag, and I just had plastic bags, and I was just putting a bunch of the cat food in. Like my
I mean-
friend had to watch me put spaghetti in a bag
Oh,
one
Lord.
time.
Bro,
Too funny.
seriously, that's awesome though. But I'm not judging. I'm
Oh,
just
no.
like
No.
you're saving money. You're getting yourself some food. Like,
Well, I'm saying like
That
you
ain't
know
no problem
guys
with
eat
me.
a lot. You know what? There's
Mhm.
nothing wrong with me eating a lot.
Not at all.
yeah, you got a quick metabolism, so
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Might
it's
as
not too
well.
bad. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'd definitely say though, I guess for me it would be like, I mean, I feel weird answering these questions because I am the host, but like,
No.
I guess
No,
like,
definitely.
it's conversational, so I guess might as well.
Exactly.
But for me, like something people misunderstand about me is like, I mean, I'm a very quiet person. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't usually talk too much, but I really do like to talk, and uh, I'm not really good with small talk because I'm always it's like pulling teeth a lot of the time,
No, definitely.
and I always like imagine myself like wanting to have conversations like real like conversations with people.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like it's weird because like socially speaking, you always kind of have to work up to that. You can't just like start with the question of like, what is your biggest regret in life? Like
Yeah,
that's not a great conversation starter.
No, definitely not.
But yeah, it's just
No,
like,
yeah, I do have to agree. If you just saw you, like, you've got a beard, you're a pretty good sized guy.
yeah.
So, like, definitely not, like, as warm and bubbly as your personality
Thank
is.
you.
Just, like, looking at you. So, definitely. But once you get to know you, definitely a great guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
So, thank you very much.
Yeah. Is that all the time we have?
That's all the time we have today.
Yeah. All right.
Wow.
Well, yeah. Thank you guys for coming on.
Well,
Of course,
thank you
thanks for
very much.
inviting us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I had a great time. That was so much fun.
Yeah, this was awesome. So yeah, this concludes our first episode. I am absolutely excited to continue this, and again, thank y'all, Josie,
Of
Brett,
course.
very much
Thank
for
you.
joining me. So
Absolutely.
see you later.